Hey guys, welcome back to another video here on my YouTube channel. And for today's video, we are going to be reviewing Novel Assist by Becca Mercer. Now, I actually met her. I met her last weekend when I went to Indigo. Okay, so here's the whole story. Because it's a YouTube video, I can blab about it. So I went to Indigo to return a book that I started reading and just wasn't enjoying. So I was like, I'm gonna go return it. And I had no intentions of buying another book because I'd already ordered some books on Amazon as replacements for this book that I intended to return. So I was like, I'm good. I'm not going to buy another one. But then I walked up to Indigo, and on the door there was a sign with an author that was in store that you could meet. There were two authors, and I saw, and there was an image of the cover of the book, and obviously you can tell it's a hockey romance book. And if you know me, that is probably one of my top favorite subgenres in romance. So I was like, I am gonna go check out her table. So I go up to her table, and she basically asked me what do I typically read, and I said hockey romance. So she said that was perfect. So I'm kind of shy. I'm a shy person, and so I wasn't super chatty, which I kind of regret. And I almost did go back afterwards to just actually have a full conversation and say, hey, I post book reviews on TikTok and YouTube and all that stuff, but I didn't. But so then she's like, would you like to read the back of the book? And I said yes. I didn't want to say no, to be rude, but I was probably going to buy the book either way, just because I could tell that she was an independently published author, because I looked at the book and there was no publisher, so I could tell she was an indie author. And if you know me, you know I love supporting indie authors. And one of the reasons I like supporting indie authors is because you can find so many great stories that if you only read the published books that you find at your Indigo, or I know in the States they have Barnes and Nobles and I don't know all the different books, but if you only buy the books that you find traditionally published at anywhere books are sold, then you're missing out on a whole genre. You're missing out on a whole selection of books that are just so fantastic. And so I just love supporting indie authors, and it was a hockey romance book, so I knew I was probably going to enjoy it, and I did. I gave it 4.5 stars. Now, this one follows Savannah James and Noah Callahan. They go to the same university, and how they meet actually is because she has plans to write a college sports romance series. So she wants to write the first book. She wants to create an outline, and I think there's a contest or something with Kobo, where if she outlines it and she sends it to them, they will potentially publish it. They'll pick somebody and potentially publish it. So she initially is okay, what am I gonna write? What sport am I gonna write about? She's like, it can't be football or baseball, because both of my brothers play that, and when I write the story with the spicy scenes and everything, I'm just gonna be envisioning my brother. And she's like, ooh, can't do that. And then I don't know if somebody gave her a suggestion or she just thought of it. She was like, what about hockey? So both of her brothers are professional football players and baseball players respectively, and I guess one of them had been in town visiting, and he had a badge to the fitness / sports center of the college she goes to. So he gave her the badge and was like, hey, could you actually go return this? So she has the badge. And she lets herself in and was intending to go return it, but instead she decides to go into the hockey arena, and she sees that they are actually about to do a hockey practice. And basically a security guard comes and is like, hey, you didn't check in. Who are you? What are you doing here? And then he comes up because he was kind of curious what she was doing here too, because practices are normally closed. And he has his younger sister there with him, yet he has nobody to babysit his younger sister. So he just comes up with the excuse oh, she's here to babysit my younger sister. And then he actually asked her hey, would you be able to babysit my younger sister? So eventually throughout the book, they come to an agreement where she will come to his afternoon games and some of his practices to babysit his younger sister. And he will show her, she doesn't really know anything about hockey, so he will show her hockey and stuff for her book, how it's played, but not just showing her how hockey is played and all of that, but he will also show her what it's like to be a college hockey player. So he brings her to some parties and things like that. And then they sort of become like they become friends throughout all of this, and then it kind of transforms into like a friend with benefits, which I actually tend to really like that trope. But he is just so nervous. Like, he knows that he's developing feelings for her, but he's just so nervous to like move beyond the friends with benefits stage because he just has like so much on his plate, and he feels like he doesn't want to think that she's like adding to his plate, but he feels like he just couldn't like be exactly kind of like what she deserves if you think about that, with everything that's on his plate. And then obviously there was like a third act breakup throughout all of this, and then there's something that his friend said, like, what if being with her, like, you get to share the load? Like, what if it's not like, he uses like some analogy, I don't fully remember, but it was like balls in a basket, and he was like, what, or like baseball or something like that, and he's like, what if like she's not like an actual like added ball to your basket, but what if she also has a basket and she gets to help you carry the load? So I think that was something that was like kind of interesting and very beautiful about the story. So again, I really enjoyed this. I gave it 4.5 stars. Now, she's actually a smaller, independently published author. I actually went to go follow her on Instagram, and she has under 100 followers on Instagram, and she has under 200 followers on Instagram and under 100 followers on TikTok. But do check her out and do pick up this book. And if you enjoyed it, go give her a follow, because I know it is so hard for indie authors when it comes to promoting their books and everything, because they're not backed by a big publisher that has a promotional budget and has, you know, people working in the social media department to help promote their book. So if you read it because of my review, let me know. And if you read it and you enjoy it, then please go do follow her and give her support, because she did say there is a second book in the series that's supposed to come out. So I will be eagerly waiting for that. Well, that is all for this video. If you enjoyed it, let me know in the comments down below. If you would like to see more videos like this one, you can hit the subscribe button and notification bell so you never miss another brand new video from me. And you can also follow me at RomanceBLVD on Instagram and Thread, and at Romance Boulevard on TikTok. Until the next one, bye!